First of all, just your response to this remarkable op-ed from Vladimir Putin that doesn't seem to be exactly on message with what I thought was being agreed to.
Well, Jake, I got an email with what President Putin had to say, and I have to be honest, it was at dinner, and I almost wanted to vomit. The reality is I worry when someone who came up to the KGB tells us what is in our national interest and what is not. And, it really raises the questions of how serious this Russian proposal is.
And that's what I wonder is, with this as a scene setter, I mean, it's not quite the message, the subtle message that Anthony Weiner gave to the members of the press on his last limo ride away from, but it's pretty close, taking issue with American exceptionalism, saying it was the rebels, when he's already saying that he's going to help take CW away from the Assad regime. It's kind of in your face.
Well, it's very much in your face. And, when I see Putin's other comment that suggests, well, you can't expect a country to unilaterally disarm, we're not talking about unilateral disarming. We're talking about chemical weapons. So if he believes that in the arsenal that Syria or any country should have is chemical weapons that they can use, my God, that's a real problem. That's not unilateral disarmament by any stretch of the imagination.
Chairman, you just said that it raises questions about how serious the Russia proposal is. John Kerry is on a plane right now going to try to talk to his counterpart from Russia. Is he on a fool's errand?
No, look, I believe, as someone who helped author the resolution that got a bipartisan support in the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, that it would be foolish to slam the door on a potential diplomacy. We have to test it. But all of the indicators from Russia beginning to back off of a Security Council resolution, which is the only confirming way that we'll know whether this is serious, to this latest op-ed piece, to the suggestion that unilateral disarmament means ability to use chemical weapons, that's a real serious consequence to the validity of this offer and the sincerity of it. But look, we have to test it, and I think we have to test it both for at home and abroad.
But doesn't the Security Council resolution, can I nail you down on that? A Security Council resolution is what you must agree to, because the Russians in the past have agreed to have Iran abandon their nuclear weapons and then backed off of that. The Russians also agreed to a similar proposal to allow nuclear enrichment in their country for Iran and then backed off of that as well, wouldn't include teeth. So if they agree to this and then Syria balks, how should the rest of the world enforce it?
Well, that's why a Security Council resolution is critical in order to achieve what we would hope could happen. Look, a potential result of this could be far more positive. We were ready to strike to stop Assad's abilities to have weapons that deliver chemical weapons. If you can eliminate the chemical weapons, that's a greater desirable result, but it has to be real. And look, I believe that the only reason that the Russians are even maneuvering in this way and considering the possibility is because of the credible use of force. If that was not there, we would neither hear Russia making any offer, nor would we hear the Syrians contemplating